It's Father Taylor, and it is Friday, September 10th, and here is your weekly eBlast. We have some really great news and some great things coming up. I think I'm just going to do it starting on Saturday, and then we'll work our way to Sunday, and then for the rest of the week. How about that? So Saturday, 8:30 in the morning, Simsbury Town Hall, right out in front. There's going to be a September 11th remembrance. I think the police chief, Chief Bolter, is the guy who's organizing that. And he's trying to keep everything to 45 minutes. So it's not a long service to do. Why is that service important for us? Well, I wrote a little bit about that, trying to keep it relatively short. But there's a lot of reasons why this remembrance is important for us. There's some really deeper reasons. As Americans in our culture, we would love everything to be, like easy and simple, and life continues. But some September 11th had a whole period of time and reasons that led up to it. And then the day itself was just, really horrifying for us as Americans who really don't experience that kind of an event in a major city on our own soil. It was a terrible event, and I was not a part of that. But shortly after that, I became involved with a group of the Mass Corps Fire Chaplains, who were many of whom were at the pile, as they called it, and just ministering to all the people who were serving in and around that. It was just like I heard their stories and heard the people who were going in who were ministering as they would find human remains. There were priests and pastors, some of whom you may know, who were there to pray over them. Just like an event which in the moment had both great heroism and just tremendous tragedy. Gaps like 20 years, we tend to forget about what these things were about, and we just kind of move on. And so it's really good to remember. And to remember and to try to think about, how is God asking us to think about this? And what can I, as a Christian, and second, as American, what can I do? What's my response? And so just bring that to mind. It's a short thing. I'm going to be there at the service. I think there are 3 clergy. I'm the leadoff prayer guy. Deacon Art from the Catholic Church is there. And Rabbi Rebecca will also be there for the service. So 45 minutes. Just invite you to come on over and just to take the time for yourself. I think it'd be really helpful for anybody who's able to come, particularly if you have kids. All right. So then beyond Saturday, on Sunday morning, we have our welcome back services, and we want you to be welcome back. And we're hoping especially for people that we haven't seen for a while, just to be able to come out. We have one service. It is at 9 a.m. It's not at 8:30. It's not at 9:45. It's at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. And when you come, we're going to have coffee and bagels and some other food items ready for you to bring into the service as a celebration. If you were to read the celebrations that Israel did as part of their early days, it was recorded in the Bible, all those celebrations always involve food, because it's a time of coming together. It's a time of rejoicing. And so we're going to rejoice on Sunday. We're going to bring that food. You can bring it right in to the service with your chairs. We have music outdoors. If the weather is at all like today, wow, it's just going to be like spectacular. And because of COVID, and I just want to add that the numbers are a little better for our area this week. Keep praying and doing the right thing. But because of that, it's hard to meet inside and have time to fellowship. But we want you to come. Not only do we have the service and the food, but we're going to have some of our members who have like great cars are going to bring their cars in just for the fun of it. So we'll have all kinds of things going on. Kids, this should be a great day if you're a kid, to be able to come to the service. Remember, there's nothing a kid can really do to really bother us, because we love kids and we want those kids. That's right. So your babies are crying. God bless you. Kids need to get up and run around. That's good too, right? So 9 o'clock is our worship service for this Sunday. Okay, going forward, I got to figure out how to do this, but I'm going to need some help from you. is because the teachers at Towerville School have come back, and I've already had some connections with the principal, and we're going to give them a like a welcome back breakfast. We're not to do much, but we're going to get a couple dozen bagels. We're going to get a couple boxes of munchkins. We're going to get some orange juice and iced tea, some things, a list I'm going to put together. And if you're interested in just helping out, and that's all you'd have to do is pick up some of these things and drop them off at the church. We're going to package them all together. We're going to have a date. We'll take them over on a Friday morning. It'll be great. So be thinking about if you'd like to volunteer, and this is really as much as like dropping, coming by the bagel store, picking up bagels, driving to church, dropping them off, maybe write on a card. We could get some cards. Thank you so much, teachers. Imagine if you like to be a teacher coming back. This is like 2021. They already had like this whole year of 2020 COVID. And now we got this whole thing, which you thought was over, but it's not. Imagine being a teacher under these circumstances. So we want to bless them. So if you'd like to volunteer, and you guys are great, you guys are fantastic at helping out Towerville School folks. But all you got to do is like let Carol know at the office, say, hey, I'm in. We'll contact you with all the details you need, and then we'll be able to bless those guys. Looking forward to doing that. All right. Also coming up next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, that would be 17th and the 18th, we are pushing up again for Fill the Truck. We have reduced, remember, we're only doing this twice a year now. We do a fall ask and a spring ask. And that way we kind of keep those guys together, and we don't keep asking you for like, can you come and help? No, just a big shot on Saturday the 17th and the 18th. So here's what we need. Marta and Ray have been tremendous in how much time and energy and physicality they devote to this. You know that the first time we did this, we hoped to fill up one pickup truck. And that first time we had to go and rent a vehicle for them to put everything in. And so, we already are anticipating that kind of a haul of your generosity. So what we need though is some people to help take in those goods, and you can just show up for like 30 minutes, an hour. You don't have to be there all day. Just come and help and provide some energy. And then on the day that he puts it all together, we need a couple of people to come and help put things in the truck. The average age of people who have been helping put things in the truck has been, I don't even want to tell you, but let's just say it's an older group. You can bring your kids. You can come. You can, you don't have to be, again, when we ask you to get involved and to fill the truck, just come and do what you can do. 20 minutes is a great help. Half an hour is a great help. So just come. It's nice weather. You're enabling your neighbors to receive what they need. Here's the other thing in Fill the Truck that I want to remind you is it really goes best when you tell some of your neighbors about it. What happens? Your neighbors, if you say, hey, look, do you know that our food pantry here in Simsbury meets the needs of about 150 families? 150 families. Everyone thinks of Simsbury as being this very, wealthy town. In many ways it is, but we still have people who are living under the line, the poverty line here. And so we want to help those neighbors. A lot of your friends want to help. They don't know how. You can help them say, can you just pick me up some canned goods, some non-perishable items? If they're making a Costco run, can you go to Costco and just think about, I'm just going to get a case of peas, whatever, some macaroni and cheese, a box of macaroni and cheese, whatever. So get those stuff, invite your neighbors, because if every person who's going to donate was to get just 2 neighbors to give, now you've multiplied our ability to serve. And that's really like a Jesus kind of like a economy and math, right? So invite some friends to help. And so let's fill this truck like crazy again. Let's make sure everybody has what they need in the town of Simsbury. So that's Saturday 17th and Sunday the 18th. Last, coming up soon, I've just spent a lot of time, I think, on this last vacation thinking about how do we really help our spiritual, health? How do we serve our own spiritual health? How do we become more aware and seeing God in the world? How do we know God better? And secondly, if you're a parent or grandparent, how do you help do that with your kids? Now, as you can see, I've got like rooms full of toys here, and that grandchild is on her way right now to Simsbury from California. So when I see her, and sure, it's all fun, but as a grandparent, how can I be helpful in her life with Jesus? Well, the Lord's Prayer is one of those things that we all learn and we all teach, but we never go quite into the depth of what do some of these words mean. What does it mean, our Father in heaven? What does that really mean? Why did Jesus, when they asked him, can you teach us to pray like the other rabbis teach their disciples, why did he begin with our Father? Not just a little bit like, oh, because God is our, why is that so integral to your life? What does it mean to hallow God's name? It's a word that, if you think about all the way we've retranslated and updated our English in the Lord's Prayer, we didn't change hallow, even in modern versions, because it's got a particular definition. It's got a particular understanding of what that means. Your kingdom come. What does that really mean? Well, what I want to do in 2 different mini retreats is to take the Lord's Prayer and silence, and I'm going to develop a meditation for you guys to come to follow so that you can sit with and listen and explore in silence in the presence of others what the Lord's Prayer is all about and deepen your spiritual life. The benefit will be not just for you, but you'll be able to teach that to your kids and grandkids too. So that's coming up. We don't have a date for that yet, but I'm just letting you know that that's on its way. We're also working on a foundations class, not just like what are the things that we believe, but what are the things that we also practice. And what I find, if you remember years ago here, you would have weekends called Faith Alive or Crescio weekend or Alpha program. And those were all basic entry into what does it mean to be a Christian and how do I live out my life? So we've got a new way to do that. Amanda's been working on that for some months now. And so we're also getting that ready to figure out how do we format and how do we have you come. This year, I want you to think about your time because you say you don't have any. I understand that because I don't have any either. But when we make time for the things that are most important, that's the way it's always been. And so we want to find ways to use the economy of your time, the greatest benefit of your spiritual life and health, and the building up of our community. All right, so we got Saturday, 8:30 in front of Town Hall. Sunday is at 9 o'clock, Sunday. Bring your chairs. If you don't like our coffee, bring your own coffee, whatever. Bring your own tea, because I don't know if we'll have tea. Here's one. I probably shouldn't tell you this, but back in the days when I was the fire chaplain at Southwick, we had a late night Saturday night fire. It's a really big fire. A person was a collector of all kinds of things, and they had him stored in a non-connected garage. The garage caught on fire, and the heat was so intense, it was taken out a huge tree, which was endangering the neighbor's house. And the heat was so intense, it had already melted all the vinyl siding on the house. Car was destroyed. Wildfire. So it's in there. It's late at night. So one of my things that I used to do was I always make sure the guys had water. And for those late night ones, I'll always drive around until I could find some place that I could get, the equivalent of about 40 cups of coffee, so 4 boxes of Joe, whatever. Anyway, so doing this crazy fire, and people are running around, and I'm serving up water and handing out coffees. And this guy who was from England came by, and he was carrying a hose, and he got right between me and the house, and he said to me, "Hey, next time, bring tea." I don't know, the British. So long story, but who knows? Maybe you'll find that entertaining. Anyway, so maybe we'll have some tea on Sunday morning. The Sundays at 9. Fill the truck next weekend, but start inviting your friends to give. Start calling up your friends. Hey, Alice. Hey, we're doing that fill the truck thing at our church because you want to be involved. Go get some stuff. I'll pick it up from you. Anyway, so that's coming up, and thinking about spiritual growth and retreats and the building up for our community. All right. So great to hopefully I'll see you on Saturday, and if not Saturday, definitely on Sunday. So God bless you.